they checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up a check. I got the message on me, ain't no flexing on me, my attorney gon' call and collect. Blessings on blessings for me, my successes only made them envious, they got upset. I had to put all their egos in check. I want the money, the pride, respect, and I heard you know so-and-so, you not a threat, cause I really know so-and-so, they like my family, so they go pretend that they cool till they bust at your motherfucking chest. I'm getting gutter, my flow been like butter, my check in the bank, they see the number. All of my haters feel one of two ways, really upset or they show some respect. I can't even think about it, I've been up, so read about it, no beat around it, straight to it, no ring around it. You coming for me, we'll see about it, we'll never see it when I get my feet up. 100 meters where I run the field, and go from king and 9 I'm on a pia. I had to re-up on a reel, so you stay defeated, and put it back into the bit, cause I don't really need it. I heard they checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up a check. I got the message on me, ain't no flexing on me, my attorney gon' call and collect. Blessings on blessings for me, my successes only made them envious, they got upset. I had to put all their egos in check. I had to put all their egos in check. You're not entitled to anything else. I get 10 years of this under my belt. Your art isn't art, they don't feel it, and nobody hears it. Initiative stay on the shelf. Your ego done got in the way. It gotta die today. It gotta go. You should be happy I lighten the load. The weight of your arrogance, heavy as stone. I make an appearance, they already know. That chip on your shoulder gon' crumble and fold, yeah. It's not a secret that you have been fearing the shit that I'm on. So you back to the brag and the boast. But I'm in a class of my own. I heard they checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up a check.
Yes, it's a beautiful, beautiful Wednesday. I am super, super stoked to be hanging out with all of you tonight. We've got a great show planned. We've got Drone Brews. That's what it is, Drone Brews. I am still on the Modelo patch. It's working out really well. I've lost 6 pounds drinking Modelo. And I couldn't be happier. I've got my good friend Eddie Nunez with us. He's going to be joining us here shortly. I'm going to be bringing him on in, but let's go ahead and just say hello to everybody who is in the stream. We've got Surger Arc, we got Pro Absher Bills, Blood Lion, One Vision Aerial, Fly High Wisconsin, Yak Dog 24. Got Brad Henderson, Bannister Post, Drone and New Visuals, Yellow Rose Drones, Matt Guess, Little Mountain Light, Bob Casey, Ariel Sean, Mike MacDog, got Maddie's Drone World, Coleman Anderson, and many, many more. Welcome to Wednesday night. I'm so glad you're joining us. All right, let's go ahead and bring Mr. Eddie Nunez into the stream. I'm excited. We're off the coffee patch. The coffee patch. We're off that. We ran that wheelbarrow over. All right, let me bring Eddie in. Eddie, what's good, man?
What's up? You know what happens when you have a new child, like when a child is born?
What's that?
So the Mini 3 was born, right?
Yeah.
So it's just, we gotta light this up. How do we do this?
You're gonna smoke in the house, Ed?
Yeah. What the hell? Who's the fucking boss around here?
Hey,
Mini 3.
You are the boss, my friend. You are the boss.
I'm not lighting this up.
I was gonna say she'd come over and mess you up, dude. She would mess you up, dude. So the Mini 3 is official. We knew it would be, right?
Yeah.
Title of the stream is Mini 3 release, ruined or as expected. And up until this weekend, I would say it's as expected, but I want to address this. eDrone, $20 super chat. Thank you so much from eDrone. He said, "What's up, Ken? Hump day." It is hump day. Thank you so much. Guys, don't forget, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. Show us some love.
Yes.
I really do appreciate it when you guys drop it a like. And, if you haven't already, hit subscribe. It means a lot to me. So Mini 3, what's your initial thoughts on it, Eddie? Before we even get into the title of the stream, what's your initial thoughts?
I without seeing it, without testing it, without flying it, I love every feature that it brings to the drone industry. I think it's a great bargain.
Yeah.
for what you get. I was talking to a friend in earlier during this week, and he's actually in the chat.
Okay.
And I was telling him, if I didn't have a Mavic 3 and I still have my Pro 2, and I was contemplating buying a new drone,
Uh-huh.
the Mini 3 would solidify it. Like I would absolutely jump on the Mini 3 Pro with the RC, of course. I think it has a lot of neat features.
Yeah.
For what I do and what most people do in this hobby, and I'm saying hobby, right? Not professional. I think it's enough. I think it has everything that you need in a drone. The fact that it's small, nimble, it's easy to accessible to bring with you everywhere you go.
Yeah.
And truly, the selling point for me was the that RC remote. I think was like sealed the deal for me. Like it's really really nice.
Yeah.
That's my thought.
So I think it's pretty damn cool. Like from a perspective of where I'm at, with what I do, it's quiet. It's really super quiet. It's portable as shit, right? You can take it
Mhm.
anywhere. You can take it absolutely anywhere. And then that vertical aspect, that vertical video, that vertical photo, that it's I like it. I'm trying to embrace vertical video. Like obviously the world is moving towards a vertical video. We're all consuming content on our phone, whether we want to embrace it or not, or we want to realize it or not. Vertical video is the future. So it's really cool to see them utilize that in such a unique way, in a way that is better than before. And what's funny is they were the first to actually introduce vertical video, vertical portrait shots on a drone back when the Mavic Pro came out. They tried doing it, but it wasn't well received. It wasn't as popular because we didn't have the applications that we have now.
Right.
We didn't have TikTok, we didn't have Facebook video. Instagram Reels weren't a thing. So having that vertical video to me is a game changer because when you try to shoot something with a Mavic and you try to make it into a vertical video, you're basically cropping down. It's not the same. People can say it's the
No.
same. It's not the same.
No.
It
No.
is not the same. I see Billy just texted us. He's getting jacked up on
Yes.
on Capri Sun. So he's getting fucked up on Capri Sun. Good
Yeah.
for you, Bill. Good for you.
But
Um Pretty
I
cool
agree
though.
with you. Yeah, I agree with you on how seamless it does the camera. And, that the fact that it just changes into vertical mode, it's pretty cool. I'm mad that I'm not AKA drone collector, although I kind of am.
Yeah.
I never knew that the Mavic Pro had that feature, and I owned the Mavic Pro and never even touched it. So to your point, when we think back 5 years ago, right, that's when the Mavic Pro was released,
Right.
it, we didn't have platforms where vertical video was needed, but now you have Instagram really promoting reels
They
and
are.
really focusing on that vertical aspect ratio where they just increased it, right? 9:16, I believe. So you get more of that real estate space. So that's if you're into sharing your content online and sharing it with friends and family, the mini is like the way to go.
I agree. And I think they did enough. Like I went back and I watched the video where I was talking about my Mini 3 wish list and I look back on all the features and I'm just like, man, they really checked off a lot of the boxes of what I asked for. I mean, let's face it, it's not going to be a professional drone even though it has pro in the name. It's not a professional drone. It's definitely more prosumer. I think right now it's the best drone you can buy for the price. And that's I mean, the Air 2S is another fantastic drone and probably will be for a couple of more years to come. But I think like the newest drone, I think at this point, the Mini 3 is definitely going to be the sort of the drone to beat for 2022 because it is so capable and you can take it anywhere and because it's 250 grams you can fly it in other countries. I have not been a fan of 250-gram drones. I've made no secret of that. I've been very outspoken when it comes to like their purpose. And until I saw this, I was like, shit, this is actually pretty functional. Like I could really see
Yeah.
myself using it. And that controller, that RC is just like that's just like awesome. Like for the price, $900. I mean, giving the fact of inflation the way the world is right now, I mean, it's an acceptable price. Is this like a 2019, 2018 acceptable price? No, but I mean, we're better. I mean, it's at least we have options, I guess, best way I could put it.
Yeah.
So,
And they came in and they just like literally slapped the crap out of Autel.
oh, Autel got bodied. Like Autel, and I love the guys over there at Autel, and I think that it's cool to have competition, right? I think it's great to have competition in this industry, but you have to have competition that is for the right reasons, right? You got to have competition where they're putting out a product that's compelling. They're putting out a product that can compete or sometimes be better. And I just feel like Alltel is always one step behind. Like, I hate to say it, they're always one step behind when it comes to the drones. Like, yes, they were a step ahead when it came to obstacle avoidance on a 250-gram drone, but we already knew that there was going to be a Mini 3. Like, there was no big secret. And DJI is always the type of company is that they sort of hang back a little bit and wait to see what somebody else is going to do so they can counter. Like, they're like a good boxer, right? They're always waiting back for somebody to throw that punch so they can counter it. And that's exactly what they did. They countered in a really big way, which is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, and the pricing, like, you got to think about the pricing. Alltel's drone is like $900, right? It's $900, and I got to tell you, I've had nothing but problems with the Nano. The Nano's been nothing but problems. Um, the Nano will probably end up in a blender, and I really don't. I don't feel bad about putting it in a blender because I gave away 4 of them. I gave away 4 Nanos. So if I have to sacrifice one Nano to save myself and sacrifice 1 Nano in a blender, that's a good ratio. I gave away 4, I'm sacrificing 1. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. That's 5 Nanos. That's 5
Really
Nanos.
cool. Yeah. Yep.
So, um, let's talk about the release, though. So, the release, I think, has been a little bit of a shit show, right? DJI usually does like an event. They put out a video, or they usually do
Mhm.
some sort of live stream, like they did with the Mavic 3. They didn't do any of that. Companies are going back to having in-person events. DJI opted not to have an in-person event. Do you think that that's a miss on their part, not having an in-person event to launch this drone?
I look at it two ways. I think absolutely yes, it's a miss, right? Just the fact that you're not engaging your consumers
Okay.
via a live stream or whatever, the ability to interact with them, right? Even though they're not really reading the chat, but just the ability to present your product to an audience and get like real facts from the manufacturer themselves that created it. On the other side, though, I see like if I was a company, like what's the point with all these leaks, with all these videos as well? It's like, did we miss something? Was there something that was not shared already that we have to present again? So for me, it's like twofold. It's yes or no.
Yeah, I agree. I like the live events. Like, I like the fact that there was staff on hand where you can ask questions. Like, sometimes, because what's going to happen is if you have a question, you go to talk to, let's say, somebody at DJI right now, you're probably going to go through like tech support or something, unless if you have like some sort of online influencer account where you can talk to a rep directly to get your questions answered. But for the
Mhm.
average Joe consumer, they don't have that option. They're going to talk to tech support, and tech support only knows what their computer screen in front of them tells them. That's it, which sort of sucks. So, I think there's a lot of great videos out there right now.
Yeah.
I've watched a few of them. I really haven't binge watched any. I try to not watch anybody's content when something new comes out because I don't want other people's opinions to bleed over. So I've actually been not like on YouTube watching anything drone related, like, at all. Like, I haven't even logged into I have 2 YouTube accounts, and I have one that I do all my subscriptions from, and then I have this account. So
Yeah.
I usually watch content on my original Dobo account because it's not subscribed to anybody, so I don't see any of that shit. But then I have the other account that is subscribed to everybody. But like, it's funny, my original Dobo account is only like I'm only subscribed to poker players. And
Oh wow,
isn't that funny? Like,
that's crazy.
so when I look at my feed, it's all poker vlogs. That's all I see in my feed, and a couple of car channels because like
Well, I watched I think all of them, if not most of them. I put a funny comment up on Facebook. I said I watched, I think, 20 Mavic, I'm not Mavic, but Mini 3 videos, and I
Yeah.
probably saw 20 Pilot Institute ads at the same time. But yeah, it was a lot of great information was shared. I think overall the same consensus, right? Like the
Yeah.
features, the same stuff that we always see over and over again, the features, the characteristics, the pros and cons, and then everybody has their own interpretation of pros and cons.
Right, right. And and until I get it in my hand, I won't have any, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty pissed about the way this is unfolded though. Like I'm pissed. Like in my position, like, do I need the drone? I don't need the drone because I will still, and I make no secret of this either, is that I will still use my Mavic 3 even though every day that I boot it up and it takes 7 minutes for it to gain satellites, I'm cursing like crazy. But after it boots up, like typically it's like no problem going to my next shoot. Like woohoo, it's a lot faster. But I will still complain about that GPS, and I'll still use it because I absolutely love the image out of it, and it's just
Mhm.
that love hate. But I'm sort of annoyed at the fact that here in the United States, there's a problem getting these into the United States, and it's so bad. Like so I have DroneWorks, right, and we
Right.
usually have no problem stocking products. We can't get the drones any faster than any other retailer. I can't get them any faster than any other retailer. So I did something insane, is that I ended up reaching out to a UK retailer
Oh
to
wow.
buy a shit ton of stock from the UK so we can get it here faster, because that was the only way to beat DJI, because it's available in the UK. It's available over in Europe, but I have to now get it here somehow. So I I spent a lot of money. We spent a lot of money doing it to try to get it faster, but I don't know if it will get here. I'm hoping it gets here before. I ordered it two ways. I bought one from DJI. I ordered from our normal retailer that we
Mhm.
usually stock from, and then we ordered from some UK retailer. Which, if we sell any of those drones, it's going to be an absolute. We're gonna be losing our asses off on it. Like, put it that way.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, um, we're gonna lose like crazy. So, but that's sometimes what you have to do. You know what's crazy is that this what we're using, this Ecamm, I can still see dislikes on the stream.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you can see dislikes on the stream. There's one dislike. I thought that was pretty. I thought that was pretty easy. Um, so
I miss the days that you can walk into a Best Buy right after release, like on the release day, and pick it up, or like Apple, right? Like Apple announces a product and they give you the shipping date, and usually the shipping date is your delivery date. If you order right away, the day that they say they're gonna start shipping, it's arriving. If you're one of the earlier, purchasers.
yeah, so and I was trying to think about that. I was like, would it be is it hypocritical of me to like be mad at DJI about the shipping date? Because like when I order an iPhone or something from Apple, it's usually like a week and a half or 2 weeks is when your ship day is.
Right.
But it's a confirmed ship date, but then as people start ordering, that ship date starts
Starts.
pushing back. So
Yeah.
is this any different? No, it's not any different. It just sucks, if you're somebody who does create content and you weren't part of the release, you have to you got to work a lot harder to do it. But when
Absolutely.
I remember when the mini 1 came out, when the mini 1 came out, I didn't get that in my hands until 3 weeks after the initial release. And then I waited another week to spend time and just fly it and figure it out before I even put out a video. So I had like a week, but I got it, like, it was basically like 4 weeks later, that I was able to actually make a video on the Mini 1. The Mini 2, I got like way fast because that was like in stock, crazy fast, no problems. But now here we are. This reminds me a lot of the Mini 1 release. Like there was limited stock available and there are shortages, which obviously because of COVID at that
Right.
time, there was shortages. Or actually, I come to think of it, I don't think COVID was around that time. Uh,
No.
I think that was 2019. Mm.
Yeah. I forget
So
what was around that time.
Yeah, I can't remember, but anyways, it sucks. It sucks to have to wait, but you know what? I just look at it this way. I just have to do it differently, and approach it, different than others. And the fact that I paid for it, like, hopefully that will keep that unconscious bias out of, like, because that's a thing. Like, that's a thing. Like, when I went to when I was working in the software industry, like, we would have to do all these classes, and one of the things that they would teach us about is this, like, unconscious bias. And sometimes when somebody gives you something, you can say that, like, you don't feel favoritism to it, but it's there. Depending on the product, obviously, depending on the product, because there's a couple of products, like, people have given me for free, and I'm just like, I wanna stab it with a knife. Like, I wanna stab it with a knife. I wanna burn the company down. Um, I can't get it out of my studio fast enough, not mentioning names. Um, but, that's a thing. But then there's, like, products that are pretty good, but then they have some little flaws, but you're afraid to say that because they gave it to you, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
hopefully that's the case, because I'm a little concerned. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little concerned about there not being a fan in this unit. Being down here, it gets hot. Like, some days it's
Mhm.
like 105. Like, will it overheat on me?
Yeah.
Like, that's a concern.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
could you imagine if falling out of the sky, like, from, like, 300 feet, like, because it overheated or something? I would,
Mhm.
it's 250 grams, which is great, but I would probably cry.
Because usually devices that overheat, what does it do? It turns off.
It turns off and there's no parachute on there.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
would be
there's
pretty
no.
scary.
Yeah, I mean, and depending on where you are, I mean, that could be a problem. That could be um that can be a big ass problem depending on the situation. Like, I would hate for a drone to fall out of the sky, um like that. That would piss me the fuck off, to be honest with you.
Yeah. But I think I look forward to your review. I think a lot of your viewers do. So although, you're going to get it at a later date, people are still very interested in your opinion on the drone because I think you do your own test in a way where,
Yeah, because
you
something's
know,
gonna
you,
go in a blender. That's what's gonna happen.
well, that, yes. And
Something's
then,
gonna.
I think that your perspective on products is always very unique and you always bring something new to the audience that others didn't catch. So I know that we're all interested in waiting for your review on the Mini 3.
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty cool. I think, but I do think, overall though, DJI's got to get a handle, like, on their releases though, like, with these leaks and shit. Because, and I'm not gonna make this about this because this isn't really about, the whole daring situation, but it sort of is. It sort of is. I would be remiss not to talk about this, right? I have to
Yeah.
talk about this because I think it needs to be addressed, because people are like, "Oh, you're jealous, you're mad." No, it's none of those things, actually. It's actually, I'm looking at it from a perspective, like, Darren has a a very promising channel, even before the mini leaks, even before the minis. Like, he's always had really good content. He knew what he was doing. He focused on the mini heavily. Like, he did
Yes.
probably some of the most in-depth mini videos on the market. They just let's face it, right? Him and this guy Matthew do some of the most in-depth mini videos, right? That's all they do. So I understand, like, when you get poised with this position, you have a product early and you want to put it out there. But, what I think is, like, a lot of these guys that have channels, they don't understand, like, it's a short-term gain for a long-term loss. Does that make sense?
It
Like,
does.
in the long term, here's what that did to him. And he may not know it today, but he will, like, next year or something, is that if he ever was to get considered by DJI, there's going to be a trust issue.
Mhm.
The other thing is, if you were going to work with another creator on a video, there's a trust issue, because, what had happened with that was, basically, you just fucked over countless of your peers in the industry by doing that. Like, it's irrelevant now, but it was you got to look at it from that perspective as well. Like people like they were like, "Oh, you're just hating." No, no, it's facts is facts. Call a spade a spade. You just got to do it. So that was the most disappointing thing. I can't fault him, but it doesn't mean it was right.
Yeah.
The other aspect of it is that you had this guy Jasper Ellens, which I'll make no big secret. I'm not this guy's biggest fan. I don't like them. I don't like him. Um, Personally, Jasper Ellens gets the douchebag horn of the day. Yeah.
You have a sound effect for that?
Yeah, I think I do. Do I got a sound effect for a douchebag horn? Let me see. Douchebag horn of the day for Jasper Ellens. Yeah. So, and he feeds so these leakers, these quote unquote leakers like Osita, Jasper, they feed off of people's need for fame, need for clout. They feed off of that. They aren't credible. They're nobodies. They're just obsessive over this attention. Take away the attention and they're nobody. So
Mhm.
that's Jasper. Um Little Mountain Life asked, "Do we really believe his early videos took away any traction for bigger creators?" Um, I don't know if it did or didn't. It may have. It may have. We'll never know. I don't think it really did, but I think once everybody knows, like you got to think about it. Let's say 100,000 people already know what's out there. They're probably not going to go watch somebody else's video. Like once it's out there, it's not.
I
And then
agree.
and then if they didn't like what they see, they may not watch it at all. So it really depends. I mean, it's more of a respect. It's more of a respect thing, not so much a view thing. But like I said, I like Darren and I think he's a good guy. I just think, he there was an opportunity. There was an opportunity and he took it.
Okay, yeah.
If I was put in the same position, I probably wouldn't have did that because, like, hindsight 50/50, I just know that it would blacklist me, and I don't wanna
Right.
be blacklisted, not only from DJI, but other companies see that, and they're like, "Yeah, fuck you, we're not we're not going down that road." But if it was me in DJI shoes, let me tell you what I would do next year. I would hit Darren up and be like, "Let's get you an NDA and let's get you a unit. Let's legally bind you. Let's get this shit out of the way so that doesn't happen again." That's what I would do. If I
Mhm.
was in DJI shoes, I would fucking hit him with an NDA like immediately as soon as a new product's coming. Be like, "We're not even gonna fuck around this time. Here's an NDA. Here's the product." That's how I would do it.
Yeah. That's a good
So,
point.
like that's my mentality. Is like if somebody does it like once, they'll find a way to do it again. So just give them an NDA. Just give them an
Mm.
NDA. Get it out of the way.
Yeah,
I
the
mean that.
NDA will put you in cuffs, essentially.
Yeah, yeah, it legally binds you in a sense, it legally binds you in a sense. So I don't know. Now he did pull down the video, so I don't know what DJI would have said to him that would make him pull it down because like
Mhm.
literally it was like for 24 hours. So what could they have really said that would pull it down? Like, maybe they did say like, "Hey, next year we're going to get you in that NDA." So I don't know, but I thought that was interesting. I would have thought he would have just left him because it was like 24 hours. It was like less than
Right.
17 hours. Just leave him up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. He enlisted them
So I
and
don't
then
know.
put them right back up. Yeah.
I've only ever seen this one other time. I've only ever seen this one other time, and it was DJI on a enterprise release. It was an enterprise release. Somebody leaked the Matrice 300 and DJI was like hot on it. They were like, pull that shit down. They had public safety involved, and then next thing you know, the videos were gone. That was the only time I've ever seen that happen. Which is weird, but I don't know. I thought that was interesting. Like I said, I mean, can you really fault him? No.
Oh,
But like, if it comes to that, like I won't trade 15 minutes for, long term. I just
correct.
wouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah. Valid
But at the end of the day, DJI is going to get paid no matter what, right? Like they're going to get paid regardless, right? So no matter where the views come from, for them, forward traction is forward traction, and they got all of it and then some, right?
Yeah.
So that's my thought on that. And then there's one more thing. Like I want to touch on this too, because this is more of a Twitter situation that I saw spring up today. and I want to see what the audience thinks, because I think that this is a controversial topic, even more so than just the leak. But I think this one deserves a little bit of attention. Um, so I want to go, like, I'm going to pull it up here, Eddie. I'm going to go to Twitter here. I think I'm logged into Twitter on this account, because I've been blasting this guy. I've been fucking blasting this guy. His name is Tom, Sodarn Tom, or Soda Tom, or whatever the fuck his name is. Anyways, he made quite the arrogant statement today, which I really feel like it had to be addressed. Let me see, Eddie. Do I have an overlay for this? I don't know if I do. Oh, here it is. You can see this, right, Ed?
No.
Yeah, you can't see this. The audience could see it probably. So anyways, this right here, this guy put out there, he says, I searched as much as I could and counted one female creator as part of the YouTube release for the new DJI drone. This is a years-long trend with their releases at this point, and as much as it seems they'll never listen, I feel compelled to point it out. So he's saying that there was only one female creator that put out a video. He obviously didn't look hard enough, because you had Julia Trotti. There was another person, I think, over in Spain. You had iJustine. You had a few of them out there. Not to mention Kara Murphy for DP Review probably put out one of the most complete reviews in written form. And then of course you have Sally French, the drone girl, who's working on a review as well. So here's my thoughts on this, and correct me if I'm wrong. And if I'm out of line, tell me I'm out of line. A drone is not like a camera. You can't just give a drone to anybody and say, review it, right? Especially if we are quote unquote, career creators where we're doing something. And if reviewing that drone is doing a job, we're reviewing that drone, we're getting paid, right?
Right.
We're not getting paid, but we're getting paid in AdSense. So technically speaking, as far as the FAA says, you should have a 107, right? Because you're forwarding you're forwarding your business, your craft in a direction that's going to benefit you. So there is gain to be had. So if females in this space do not have a 107 and they don't reach out and they don't answer emails to these companies when they do reach out, whose fault is that? That's on the creator.
The creator, yeah.
Can DJI do a better job of including more females into the mix? Yes, but who would you include? Who's interested in a drone? Here's my problem with this. You have a lot of content creators out there, but when you start looking at the drone space in general, you have content creators and then you have specific genre content creators. You have creators that specifically focus on, genres like drones is its own niche. Drones are their own niche, and it's very specialized. And when you're doing something like this, I wouldn't want to have a person who's not experienced explaining that to me. And that person that's not experienced could be male or female. It doesn't matter. All I'm saying is just because you are of a certain sex doesn't mean you should be entitled to inclusion, right? It shouldn't matter. You have to have an understanding. I know nothing about a lot, and I don't ask to be included in things I don't understand. Don't just feel entitled because you have a dick. Don't just feel entitled because you have a vagina. That doesn't make it okay. And this is an unpopular opinion. And this is something that a lot of people won't say because they're afraid of how it will land. But I'm just saying that the drone industry of many industries is very pro-female. It's very pro-female. We want females to become pilots. We want to see them succeed, but they have to want to succeed as well. That's just me.
Yes.
I mean, it is a cock show, though. I will tell you, it is a cock show.
Yeah, I agree with all your comments 100%. I mean, I get it. Like every business, every enterprise is pushing for more women in specific industry, right? Whether it's women in power, women leadership. So I get it. But like you mentioned, in our world, in the drone space, who would DJI send this drone to that would
But
qualify to do the
right,
video, that
right.
understands the product, that understands the space, that can talk to us, right? The recipient of that product.
Correct. And here's like a short list of people that I find that could do that. You have Young 360, which I
Mhm.
think her content is pretty awesome. You've got Kara Murphy, which I mean, if nobody knows who she is, they should because, like I said, she puts some of the most detailed articles out now. You've got Sally French. Um, beyond that, it's like who? Like, okay, you got iJustine, which she has a team. She's built reviews and she's done this for years. Like, she's no stranger to
Right.
drones, right? She's no
Yeah.
stranger to drones, and I feel like she's got a good team. You got her sister, which
Yes.
which does this as well. She has a team in place as well.
Yes.
Um, again, I don't know. You've got maybe um Lexi, May on High. She's an FPV pilot. I guess they could approach some of the FPV females. You got a lot of FPV female pilots. I feel like there's more female FPV pilots than there are GPS pilots. They're just that's just how it is. And again, it's because it is such a sausage fest, like, and you think about it, you go to an event and there's just guys. There's just guys.
Yes.
There's no females. There's never any females. And it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
It is weird.
Oh, valid points there.
I mean, I would love for there to be more females. And okay, so I'll take that back. You got the drone girl. She's from Ireland. She's not like Sally French drone girl. This is YouTube drone girl. She's in Ireland. She would be somebody else. Stuart and Alina. Stuart and Alina, right? They used to have that drone academy. They changed the name. It's Stuart and Alina. So does that not count as a female creator because she's with her husband? I don't know. I'm confused. You tell me. And then you've got the drone angel.
Oh yes.
She's up and coming.
She's up and
So
coming. Yeah.
she's up and
Yeah.
coming. She's creating compelling content, very well thought out content.
Yeah.
I think you compared her to the Billy Kyle of
Yes.
drones. She's the female Billy Kyle.
She is.
Yeah,
She is. So I think eventually, right, over time,
I think
maybe, right?
eventually,
I think females are slowly starting to transition over to this space, but just still very, very slow, very low
right.
population.
But there's no gatekeepers. Like there's no gatekeeper saying no girls allowed. There's no like we're open. We're open to it. We're open to the
Yeah.
idea. We
Yeah.
we want to see more females. There's no
They
gatekeeper saying that they can't join. There's no club, right? There's no club.
yeah.
There's no rules. It's just there's just not enough interest.
And
My
they have
prop
a huge, huge advantage. Like if I was a woman, I was a female, and I wanted to dedicate myself to creating content around drones. I mean, perfect opportunity to grow your channel.
right.
Perfect. I mean, I might just buy a wig and create a new channel. Who knows? Put on some lipstick. My lips are already pink, right?
I could hear that song. Hey, daddy. but but it's weird. Like I read that tweet and I was just like, there's always one person that's gonna say some shit like that because what they're trying to do is they're using that as a social grenade, right? They just
Mhm.
they just say it, throw it out there because they know that there's people that aren't going to research it and they're just gonna jump on that bandwagon. But me, I'm like, no, fuck that. I know exactly who because like Julia Trotti, she had another great review. She's out of Australia. Another great review, which she makes fantastic Sony content. So when I saw she had it, I was like, oh, I gotta watch this. So there are some that do have it, but it's not everybody. Like the ratio is probably like 8 males to 1 female, right? So can they do better? Yes, they can absolutely do better.
Yes.
They can absolutely do better. But I don't think it's something that's intentional. I just think it's something that's not on their radar. So yeah, DJI could do better in that regard, but it's not something that they're intentionally doing. They're not.
Yeah, I agree.
So I don't know.
Definitely.
I don't know. I felt like that was something that needed to be talked about. Like, because I saw that today and I was just like immediately pissed. Um, People keep mentioning Tammy Jean, but she is not a reviewer. I've never heard of Tammy Jean, unfortunately. Um, I
He
see a lot
creates a
of
lot of
I
he
see
creates
a lot of lips in the chat. What does Tammy Jean do, Eddie?
She creates like a lot of content around drones, FPV. Her husband is an FPV pilot. He's up here they're up here in Hudson Valley, New York,
Hmm,
and they fly a lot. They have the DJI FPV. She flies. She loves the Phantom. I think they have an Inspire, and
nice.
she makes good content. She just started her channel, so she's up and coming. But you're right. She no product reviews. Just just flights.
Lon says 8 to 1 makes women in overrepresented in this space, which is true. Which is true. I mean, it probably is true, but I'm throwing round figures out there because I don't have the data. I saw Pilot Institute said that there's 3% of females in the industry according to the FAA data. So, but again, that is what it is. Dobo, do you own the DJI Smart Controller? I do. I do own the DJI Smart Controller. Um, Catching the Drone says we won't see any truthful reviews until we see reviewers who purchased it.
There
Yeah,
goes Dobo. Then.
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there. There's a lot of reviewers out there that are in the same boat. They're waiting.
Mhm. Yeah,
They're waiting.
we have a
You
lot
know.
of hardcore YouTubers on here that do live streams that put out content, and those guys are going to buy in. They're going to give their opinion as well, and that's unbiased because they're putting up they're using their hard-earned money to buy this drone.
Oh, Lon just said the RC Sailors is another one.
Never heard of them.
I can't watch the RC Sailors. Let me just be real. I cannot watch the RC Sailors. There's a certain reason why I can, and it's like I watch. I don't know. The guy creeps me out. The guy creeps me out, and I'm not being mean, but I'm just being honest. He fucking creeps me out. He does. I don't know. Uh,
Never heard.
I don't know. Matt guess it's like this in the defense space. More and more companies putting women in charge of big defense companies for the kudos, and you know,
That's true. It's happening. I see that. I mean, I see that in a lot of large organizations, and large organizations are talking about it as well, that they
yeah.
need more women in leadership.
But
It's a
they have to want it though. The people
yes,
applying have to want. That's what I'm saying is they have to want to do it. You can't do it just to do it. There's got to be validation there behind doing it. I'm all for doing it, but the same thing. I wouldn't put a guy in a position if they don't deserve to be put in that position, right? So same thing. The skill set has to warrant the appointment in certain positions. That's all I'm saying. Is
yeah,
I look at things from a very neutral standpoint. It's whether if you can do the job or not. Like I interviewed like 6 or 7 people to work with me, and I narrowed it down. These 2 ladies applied for the job, and I said, I'm very hard to work with, and I gave them different scenarios, and the one lady made the cut, and the other lady did not. So same thing. It's the same thing. Uh, what is the next level needed for drone creators? Too much of the same stuff right now. I mean, honestly, what more can we do differently? What more can we do differently? We got drones that look up vertical. We got drones that shoot portrait. I mean, honestly, after a period of time, we've done everything that we possibly can do, right? We're gonna reach that plateau where we've done everything. What more can we do?
yeah.
Um,
I've been saying that for a little while now. I mean, I think the drone space has reached its potential, right? Until we see, I think again going back to like maybe missing features, right? Like improved battery life overall, so battery technology, maybe cellular in the United States, right? But then at the end of the day, the platform of a drone, it's still a drone. Like it's still
it's
the same
right,
concept.
right.
It's still a camera that's flying around.
I mean, we're getting better. Technology is getting better. The enhancements are pushing forward. Like think about from the Mini 1 to now to the Mini 3. Look at the enhancements. We didn't have obstacle avoidance. It felt very cheap. The Mini 3 doesn't feel cheap. It feels premium, dare I say. It feels premium. And,
Yeah.
we're getting obstacle avoidance in these drones where we couldn't do it before. They're doing more with the space, and we're seeing it across the board in all aspects of drones. They're getting more with a lot less. They're shrinking the footprint. And I think that's where it's going to go next is we're going to get smaller drones where we wouldn't have before. For God's sakes, Snapchat has a drone now, Eddie.
Yes,
Snapchat
I saw
has a
that.
selfie drone,
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
which
it
isn't
does pretty
crazy.
much nothing, but yeah. Mm.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure you're hitting that like button. We appreciate it. We really appreciate you hitting that like button. 97 of you hit it, and then 2 assholes hit the dislike button because I can still see dislikes, you fucking pieces of shit. You fucking absolute fucking pieces of shit. They hit the dislike button, Eddie.
It's because they're a fan. I love the dislike button because those are the real, hardcore fan. I have one guy, and I
Yeah.
know who it is,
Yeah.
but I have one guy. This person must have bell notification, and they wait for me to upload a video because the minute that I upload, Ken, immediately refresh studio. You go into the studio and look a dislike, like immediately.
And I don't care about dislikes because I don't care. It
Yeah.
doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt my feelings. Like it does. Like I don't care. Like I had one time, like literally, like seriously, like dislikes don't hurt me at all because one time I had a doctor, he put his finger in my ass, like all the way to my prostate. That hurt. That hurt more than the dislike hurt, Eddie. That hurt badly.
Yeah.
Like that, I'm gonna tell you, you bring it to your knees.
Yeah, I could imagine.
I started
I
singing like
wanna
I started singing like Michael Jackson.
Crazy.
Yeah, just it's disgusting.
Yeah,
Just
like it's
disgusting.
crazy.
So, they're asking if we could put it in the blender. Yeah, we're gonna put something in the blender. Something is going in the blender. And I'm thinking it's either gonna be the Nano or it's gonna be the Mini 3. One of them, whoever loses, goes in the blender. I think that's a fair, but I have to get a good blender. I need like an industrial blender. I want something that's going to just blend the shit. Like I press the button and it blends it like puree. I want it puree.
The Nano for sure needs to go there.
Who's somebody says I also unfollow him when he says he's close to XX number of subscribers. Matt, you're a dick. I haven't done that. I haven't talked about subscribers in a while. Yeah. The Nano sucks though. The Nano really does. So
There's no point in buying a Nano. Like in today's
there's
world,
no point. There's literally no
only
point.
if you a hardcore fan of Autel and you hate DJI because you have DJI. Like Billy likes me to say DJI is what Billy likes me to call DJI.
How does it go?
DJI. DJI. But anyway, if you absolutely hate the company DJI, which there are people out there, then you will buy an Autel just out of spite, which I never understood that concept. Like, how can you hate a company so much that you'll buy a shittier product because you have so much emotion attached to another company?
But okay, so I can answer that because I did that. I bought a fucking Fuji camera. I bought a Panasonic camera because I wouldn't swallow my pride because Billy said to me how Sony was amazing. It's the best. And I wanted to prove him wrong so badly that I was willing to just stick it out with bad autofocus and use Panasonic and use Fuji for almost 2 years. I swallowed my pride until recently I said, I can't do this anymore. I need a camera that has autofocus because I don't know if I'm in focus. I'm tired of hearing people say I'm soft, I'm out of focus. I'm actually the last Panasonic camera that I have is this one right here. The one I'm filming on right now is the last Panasonic camera I have. Or actually I take that back. I have a BGH1, but that's for a Cinelifter. But still, like I've done that. I wanted to prove somebody so wrong that I was willing to swallow my pride and use something I didn't really like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you do that. I don't know why I did that.
Yeah.
It was miserable. It was absolutely miserable using something other than Sony. And every time I would see somebody using like a Sony A7S III, I would grumble. But now I don't have to grumble. I don't have to grumble anymore. I'm on the Sony bandwagon. I'm drinking that Sony soup, as they would say. Sony soup. But that's how Autel fans are. Like they will do whatever they can to compare. But I tell you what, I can pick out an Autel drone, no problem. Like you can show me a Autel drone, you can show me a DJI drone, and I can tell you which one the Autel drone is each and every time. Each and
Yeah.
every time I will pick it off without even trying. Without even trying, it's just it's so apparent, the over sharpening, the color shift, the focal length. It's every single time I can pick off an Autel drone, and it's pretty apparent.
And you won a bet recently, right?
I did. I won a bet. I won a bet recently about that, so I did pretty good.
Yeah.
I did pretty good. Fucked them up 28 to what? 28 to 12, 28 to 6. I don't know what the score
That's
was.
some crazy number like that,
It
yeah.
was some crazy number. Next time, like they're gonna have to do better. They're gonna have to shoot that shit in D log if they wanna, they're gonna have to shoot it in log footage if they want to try to fool me. That would have made it harder. If they would have shot it in log and like tried to grade them a little more similarly,
Yeah.
I think that would have threw me off because I was
Now that you mentioned log footage, right? What do you think about the Mini 3 being 8-bit? Mini 3 Pro being 8-bit.
I don't think it's bad that it's 8-bit. Like, think about it. It's not a prosumer. It's not a pro drone. They just put pro there because it's more pro than the mini, but it's not a pro drone. So it's like for it to be 8-bit is totally expected. But think about it like this: can you tell the difference between 10-bit color and 8-bit color? If you shot in a standard color profile, if
No.
you shot in a
Standard, no, but if you're grading, yes. But I think this is where I disagree with you. I think in 2022, all cameras as their standard must come with 10-bit.
But
I think
why?
we've
But why
reached.
though? Why? Why? Like we've been shooting on 8-bit like so long. Like I went back and looked at videos where I shot in log with 8-bit, and I have a hard time like really telling the difference, especially when we're doing online content. When you're doing online content, it's going to hit compression. You're never going to see any of the minor imperfections. If you're doing something for production, I think you need that because you may be doing something a little bit extra that you wouldn't necessarily do if you weren't. But I think if we're just doing casual online content, like YouTube is considered casual online content, even if you are a full time creator, it's still casual content that's getting compressed by the YouTube, you know, whatever the fuck it is. It's just compressing it down, destroying the quality. So do you really need it? I don't think you do. I mean, think back on your videos before you started using 10-bit. Did you ever say to yourself, "Damn, I need 10-bit." Before you even knew what 10-bit was, did you
Yeah.
need it?
No, you're right, because I didn't even know what 10-bit or 8-bit was.
And those 2 extra bits, what do they really do? I'll tell you what they do. They help you out on certain hues, like blue and yellow hues is where you'll see the biggest gain. You'll see the biggest gain is on blue and yellow hues. Blue hues, if you grade it hard, it will band on 8-bit. You can make it band on 10-bit. I've made it band numerous times shooting 10-bit with blue skies on my Panasonic. I could get the skies to band. And if you're doing like skin tones, sometimes you would get some blotchiness, like certain profiles were a little bit more susceptible to blotchiness. But I don't know. I just don't think like 10 bits a huge deal. I used to think it did. Like in certain situations, I think 10-bit matters. Like in real estate, I think 10-bit matters because sometimes I have to pull some of those hues back because you get bad color cast from all this shitty lighting in houses. I think that's where 10-bit matters on like more professional cameras. But I think for aerial purposes, I think 8-bit's fine. I do.
True.
I could be
True.
wrong. I could be
Yeah.
wrong.
True.
I mean, I don't know. B Man says we're just DJI pandering. Eddie, did you hear about Fat Shark?
I kind of heard they're
S-
releasing some goggles or something.
So making its debut at Rampage, which I'm not going to be at Rampage, which I'm a little disappointed about the fact that I'm not going to be at Rotor Riot Rampage this year. I was supposed to go, but I have to be a dad. Um, I got like this thing I'm doing with my daughter, and
Yeah.
I can't go. Plus,
No, you can't.
I really don't want to pay that money, dude. That's like such a sick amount of money to pay to go
How
fly.
much is that?
Like, it's like if you want to go for like the premier pass to fly and like, I don't know, it's like $800. It's
Oh
a lot.
no,
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
that's
And I just went to the Team Drone Adventures, this thing, Team Drone Adventures. Where is this? I went to this in North Carolina and that was fun. They're doing another one of these in October, and I may go to the one in October because I had a good time. I'm not gonna lie, it was a good time. But I'm just gonna say, like, I I can't spend that. But anyways, the
no.
goggles. The goggles are digital. They're making digital
1080p, right, or something like that.
1080p. Yeah. So, but like my question is, it's a digital system, but Fat Shark no longer owns the rights to Sharkbite. They gave that over to HD0. HD0 is good, right? Like it's good, but it's not like great. It's like I just can't see Fat Shark making goggles to run HD0. You know what I mean? Like there's got to be
Yeah.
something else happening here.
I don't know. I look at that as, again, DJI versus Autel. You have another company that's trying to compete, which competition is good, but
Yeah.
will never reach the levels
Well,
of DJI.
so let me ask you a question. What if Fat Shark pulled the Caddx, right? So Caddx made the Caddx Vista, right? For DJI,
Right.
right? So it's, Caddx collaborated with DJI. They have a partnership. What if DJI said, you know what? We don't want to make goggles. We'd rather license it to a company that knows how to make goggles, right? We're going to give you the proprietary technology to put digital in a goggle. Give pilots, what they essentially want, but you make the goggles and just license it like Fat Shark licensed by, I don't know how they would do it. Digital by DJI's license, whatever. I mean, that could be it. That could be. It could be. I mean, I
Could.
can see it. I can see it. Like I can see it being a collaboration between DJI and Fat Shark because Red Cat is, they have ties into that, right? Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it would be a good business decision for DJI, right? Like
Yeah.
it takes that bandwidth of creating something that they've never really made perfected. Like the DJI goggles are bulky, they're ugly as shit, they're big. Why not let Fat Shark make these goggles,
That's
right? I
that's
mean,
true.
it's
That's
not
very true.
it's not it's not uncommon. Hey Jaybird, fuck you. Fuck you, you piece of shit. You get the fuck out of here with your fuck little face. You want to talk about Ken Heron shows interesting? Suck my fucking dick. I don't give a shit if you don't like my fucking channel. You get the fuck out of here, you prick. I'm gonna ban you so fucking hard right there. Ban you, fucker. Ban. Bye, bitch. You get another douchebag horn. Fuck that kid up. Bodied him.
So, it's always interesting that towards the tail end of our stream, we always have one comment or
Always one
one person.
douchebag. One douchebag. Got that prick, man. I kept seeing this little prick J turd, fucking J turd, all the way through here. I need another beer. Hang on, Eddie. I'll be right back. I just lost my shit.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. But people love it, right? People love when Ken gets triggered. But the goggle situation, I mean, let's see how that goes. Going back to the goggles, the digital goggles.
Fucking
Um,
Jaybird, man. Jaybird, man. I don't like that guy. Fucking J turd. Sits in the basement of his trailer, fucking filming videos in the dark. I didn't even know trailers had a basement, but he's got one. He's got a basement in the trailer. Yeah, fuck him anyways. Yeah.
Hilarious. Fucking crazy.
Anyways.
The chat fucking loves it though.
Yeah, well.
I was waiting for all the moderators to just like ban the shit out of him multiple times, like ban. Timeout, hidden.
Mike, I'm gonna allow it because we're going to a Jags game. Unbox Warehouse says this is a test. I love Ken Heron. I can't ban Mike because Mike and we're going to a Jaguars game, so I can't ban Mike. He gets a pass. Jan Oak says emotional and mature. Jan, you can go to fucking hell too, and goodbye. That's another ban right there. This is my stream, my channel.
Oh wait, Jaybird came back. How was he able to come back? He came back.
How's he back?
He said, "Bro, I love your show."
How is he back? Who's
Yeah,
doing this?
yeah, he's back. Look at that.
I love it. Lon says, Jan Oaks, go fuck yourself. I love it. I love my subscribers. We don't like. There is a certain way about it. Like, okay, so I look at it like this. I grow in increments, but the increments we grow, I love the increments we grow because it's like building strong foundations. We're building strong foundation. We're not exponentially growing like where we don't know people's names, but we're growing in smaller increments that I like. I like stable building blocks, and that's how we grow the channel. Stable building blocks. Even though I'm not necessarily stable, I've admitted that. I have possible anger issues and mental disorder, possibly. I don't know. There's a lot of problems that I have, but I will openly admit that. That's why I'm on the Modelo patch.
For
Lon
some
is
people,
coming down. Did you know Lon's coming to visit me next month? Lon Denard
oh,
is
no.
coming to stay with me. He's
Oh, cool.
he is coming down. He's going to be with me for an entire weekend. Watch it be the weekend the Mini 3 shows up. That would be excellent if that was the case. If that was the case, that would be awesome. Good thing you don't care when people hit the dislike button. I don't care when they hit the dislike button, but when they say stupid shit, that just triggers me. So try yourself. How about Tom Brady joined Fox Sports? Did he? So is he retired or what's he doing? I don't know.
I didn't hear that.
I didn't follow up on that. I know that that guy got fucked over with that 500. I heard they gave him back that money. He paid like $500,000 for Tom Brady's last ball.
That's crazy.
And then they returned the money. They returned the money, I think. So we got 4
They let him
dislikes.
keep
So
the
that's
ball?
good. What's that?
They let him keep the ball and return the money.
I think they took the ball back. I don't know what they did with the ball. I don't know. I only know blue balls.
I got to chat with Magic Johnson today for work.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, that
Really?
Yeah. I want to say like really, he has this whole business built out, which is pretty interesting, like helping communities and help businesses, whatever.
Yeah.
But he's a really powerful motivational speaker. Like
You're
he says,
impressed.
I was impressed. I was taking down notes. I was taking out like certain, lines that he shared with me that I said I'm going to use with my team at work. But that was
so it's like a one-on-one call.
Yeah.
Dude, that
was pretty good. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah. Really good guy.
That is awesome, dude. That is freaking
Yeah.
awesome. He is a cool dude. He is a cool dude.
Yeah.
Let's see. Bobby says, no, this is his last year playing. Okay. Well, I'll take one more year in Tampa. Hopefully maybe we can get something going. Eddie, where are we at for time? We're at 1 hour, 1 hour, 4 minutes. Aaron Allen asks, how's the Modelo? The Modelo is amazing. The Modelo is definitely amazing. Jaybird Drone says he didn't dislike. I don't know is this the real Jaybird there?
I don't know. And I see that Jaybird keeps getting banned still anyway, but he still keeps coming back.
He's like a cockroach, but Jan got fucking banned. Jan, I fucking smacked Jan down and they're out of here. I don't know if Jan's a guy or a girl. Either way, Jan is gone.
There goes that woman retention again. And we wonder why we don't get women reviewing drones.
Yeah, I don't give a shit, dude. At end of the day, who cares? Like, who really cares? Like, maybe we take all of this very seriously. Too serious, Eddie.
We do.
We take this shit too serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we do. I was going to mention that real quick. I was going to mention that as a point. I was listening to like all these Mavic Mini streams and videos or whatever, and we're talking about color science, and we're talking about like sensor size. And at the end of the day, what are we doing with these drones? Recording, putting it on YouTube, and just having fun. Like, we take this shit way too serious.
We take it too serious. There's too serious. I'm learning now that there's a lot of Jaybird channels. I can't keep up with all the
Jaybird keeps getting timed out, but I bet you he'll come right back.
Booster FPV asked me, how do I like the Gem Fan props that I got? I like them. I like them. I've got a lot of them that next time I go to an event, I'm going to be giving a shit ton of them away. I've got 800 props to give away. No lie. I have 800 props.
That's insane.
I have more props than the average pilot will ever need. So
That's
I will
unbelievable.
definitely be giving props away the next time I am going somewhere. Whit Coburn asks, will you be using the Mini 3 for work? Actually, yes. Yes, I think I will be. I will be using it for work, but not for like I'll be using it for things that agents are going to use like on TikTok or Instagram Reels. I think that's where I'm going to use it, but I am going to use it for work, and that's why I'm most excited about it because you can do that thing. So I think
Yeah.
that's the reason why I would definitely get it. 10 bones, is it worth it? I think the 10 bones is worth it. I like the 10 bones. I would highly recommend putting a BEC,
Yes.
an external BEC on it because a lot of people are blowing their 10 bones with 6S.
Yes. Connecting to
So
the balance lead. Yep.
you got a person that burned it up. One of my buddies burnt one up. So definitely run an external BEC on at least 5 volts. I'm gonna do that for mine. Because right now I'm using it with I made a balance lead and it's got the hell is it? The iFlight BEC built onto it and it works good. So I don't know. Dude, there's a lot of shit going on here.
I know the fucking chat is like,
I don't know. I'm fucking
she's
reading the
under
chat.
control.
I don't even know. I don't even know. I'm like
Oh my God.
this
Yeah.
guy's like, I hate J turd, and he's got like a no J turd. Like, if somebody made that fast, kudos to you. That is the fastest somebody ever made an anti some other channel logo avatar that I've ever seen.
And it's funny
Uh,
because he keeps coming back saying, like, I love Dobo. I love Dobo.
I don't think it's Jaybird. They're saying it's not Jaybird, so I don't know. Well, I love you too, J turd, Jaybird. You're okay, even though I just flipped out on you 5 minutes ago. I can reconcile pretty quickly. I don't know. I don't give a shit, man. The bones is can't mess with bones. Too delicate for my spots. Bro, not everybody flies like a jackass bee, man. That's why you need the Action 2 for that. I switched to the Action 2. I love it. Dude, I dumped the Apex frame. I'm not flying the Apex frame. I'm flying the Wasp frame. I got to show you this, Eddie. This thing looks so sick.
Oh yeah, you were working on building them and transitioning over.
This is my new builds that I'm going to be flying from now on. This is the Woodchuck FPV Wasp, and
That's sick.
it's hard to see, but can you see it? The Dobo
Yeah,
logo is etched
yeah,
here.
yeah. I see it. I see it.
It's hard to see, but it's etched here into the carbon. And dude, I love this build, man. It's so clean. Like, it's very well thought out. It's very rigid, and the 7mm arms are just like fucking great. But
Yeah,
I love how he did this with the Vista. Like, this is so clutch. Like, you don't break anything. So I mean, it flies amazing. I've got 2 more I have to build, and I'm gonna actually I'm gonna give one of the frames away. I'm gonna give one custom frame away. Because I'm only
yeah.
gonna keep 2.
Are those frames going to be for sale? Or is that?
He's selling it. If somebody asks Woodchuck for the Dobo frame, he will sell it to them.
Oh,
Like
cool.
my build, yeah. But it flies awesome. It definitely flies. I think it flies better than the Apex, just like the way I don't know, it feels better. Like, I can't explain it. I feel like it does fly a lot better, a lot less vibration than I ever anticipated. And I like how the arms are not dead cat, but they're not true X. It's like sort of
Mhm.
hybrid. I like that. How heavy? I am right at 689 grams with the Action 2. So 689. That's with a 1200 milliamp hour battery. But if I go to the 1050s, I can shave like 20 grams off of that. So I
That's
mean,
pretty good. That's
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
really good.
I've just been flying the Action 2. So the Action 2 has been awesome. I mean, it's really hard to kill, to be honest. And I switched over to these Wasp Major motors. So far, they've been pretty good. I haven't really had any like hard crashes with them to really determine whether or not they're going to be like super durable. But from what I've seen so far, they're going to be okay. Although I did destroy one in the office. That was the weirdest shit. I armed the
Oh, yeah.
quad. You know what it was in the KISS configurator? I didn't tell the KISS configurator that I had the ESC at 90 degrees clockwise. I had it at 90 degrees, but not clockwise. So when I went to go arm it and hit the throttle a little bit, dude, this fucking thing, when I say it just flipped out, smashed into the tripod.
And
I mean, it hit hard as shit,
you
dude.
you were shocked. Like
Dude, I was dumbfounded. I was dumbfounded. I'm like, huh. I was stupefied. I was
he was like
stupefied.
afraid to go near it. That's crazy.
Mike Macadog said, Ken, you previously stated that you dislike the minis. How about the Mini 3? Will you use it at work? Yes, I will. I do plan on using that. And again, I talked about this like earlier in the stream before I went apeshit. I love the fact that the Mini 3 has vertical video. And because it has vertical video in such a unique way, that will be the reason why I end up using it. So that will definitely be why. Might have to give your frame a try. I currently only fly the Apex frames. I flew the Apex frames as well, but one of the biggest problems I was having when I was in North Carolina was I kept bending bells. And what I realized is the Apex frame doesn't have a lot of protection for the bell. So if you look at like this, you can see you can't see the bell of the motor like
Oh,
at all from underneath it. So because you can't see the bell, that means you have carbon protecting the bell. So if you get a good hard hit, it's very well protected. And yeah, I'm very, very happy with that overall.
looks good. Looks thick.
So pretty happy about that. A BEC takes in certain voltage and either puts out less or more power to another electronic. And somebody's talking about that. I don't know if somebody asked that question.
Someone was asking what's the BC.
Ron Classic asked 24 frames or 30 frames. I shoot if I'm filming FPV, like freestyle, 30 frames per second. If I'm doing real estate for houses, 24. If I'm doing YouTube, I like 30 frames per second for YouTube. But if I'm doing content that's pertaining around real estate, I try to do 24 frames per second because that's what all of my houses are filmed in. So I don't know. Like I fluctuate. It's really bad because if I forget to change the frame rate, it could just screw up everything. So what's the flight time with this build? I'm getting about 5.5, 6 minutes out of this build with the battery. So like 1200 milliamp hour battery. So I think that's pretty good. But I'm running KISS. So KISS, I don't know. I feel like KISS is very efficient though. Like I've had really good luck with it. I've been very, very happy with KISS so far. Just can someone ban me from something? I am wearing myself out. Mike, I'm not banning you. You're just locked in, dude. I don't know. Go jerk off, Mike. The night is young. The night is young. Is the Mini 3 as quiet as some of the creators say it is? I heard it when I was in Arizona, and I would say yes, it is as quiet as people claim. I think it is quiet. Tania Gale says, hello all. Hello. I don't know who that is, but hello. Welcome. Welcome. Beloved Lion says we have a lady in the house. Here's the problem with YouTube. You never know if it's a lady. You don't know if it's a lady. You got to be polite. But let me tell you, you never know if it's a lady. That's why my dad, when I was growing up, he always told me that if you're not sure if it's a lady, you reach down and you gotta
just get out my head and focus on what I know's coming. Yeah. Cause I can't fall asleep at night without seeing my dreams. Delusion and reality, I'm somewhere in between. These voices in my head get loud and they keep telling me that I'm a fool for trusting in these wings. But maybe, baby, this what flying feels like. Maybe, baby, this what flying feels like.
That's it, Ed. We're out.
You're done?
That's it. You did good. I think the new software held up pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty weird because I can't tell right now if you're really fucking with me like you usually do.
No, I'm not fucking with you. We're done, dude. We're
Because
done.
this has like the one thing I don't like for on my end is that I have limited information. Like I only see you.
Yeah, you don't have information on whether or not we're still live. No, I just hit the end button.
So right now I can like bend over and like pull down my pants and you'll be fine with that.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah?
Go for it, dude. I don't care. I mean, why would you show me that?
Well, because I don't know. I don't know if you're fucking with me or not. Because literally there's no way of me determining whether we're still live or not.
That's weird. See, I've never been a guest on my own show with the new software, so I have no idea if it actually shows that or not.
Yeah, it gives me no information. Like it doesn't tell me whether we're live or we're not. I don't see the transitions. I can't see the Twitter thing that you were showing. I guess the only way is if I grab my phone, but my phone is charging over there. So I there's no way. I guess I could open another window. Or I can just, stand up, turn around and pull down my pants.
I like option 3, to be honest with you.
The fact that you like option 3, it leads me to believe that we're probably still live and you're just fucking with me.
Eddie, I'm clearly fucking with you.
See?
We're not live.
We're not.
We're not live.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I could have done it then.
Well, I don't know. I don't know anymore. We never know, Eddie. We never know.
Yeah, you just never know.
Good show, Ed. I want to thank you for hanging out though tonight.
Thanks.
You were a good sport.
Thank you. Always my pleasure and an honor to be here with you, sir. And I appreciate everything that you do. And just keep up the good work.
I feel like there's a little facetiousness there. I feel like there's something else. I don't know, Ed. Because you fuck with me all week long. You fuck with me all week long, Ed. You're a good guy, dude. You're a good guy. You're a good guy.
You as well. I don't care what all 59,000, 57,000 people say. You're a good dude at heart. I mean, you're the Oprah Winfrey of drones.
Yeah.
You are. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, can't all be Oprah. All right, Ed. Go fuck yourself, huh?
Thanks.